All right, everybody. Now I'm getting into the area where Matt sent me those cuttings. So we'll get started here. Okay, so the first thing we got here is the weeping willow trees. So I'm going to go ahead and get those potted up here. See what we got. Hopefully we got a bunch of roots. There we go. Look at that. Oh. Well, there's one. Looks like I broke it off, but it's still got roots. There. There. So now what I'm going to have to do with these ones with these big long 4-foot long branches, I'm going to have to trim them off. And of course, I might as well just re-stick them as new cuttings, right? So I'm going to have to go get my pruners for that. Man, look at that. Well, hopefully these do okay in these pots. I'm just going to have to buy more pots because, man, it's just crazy. All right, let me go get my pruners so I can keep these things kind of trimmed back. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed a thing of water to put the cuttings from these in. So, I mean, this thing here, you can see this thing is just huge. And of course, okay, so now I've talked about this before, but whenever you pot up your cuttings, you put them in the roots into a shock, kind of a shock phase. So that means that all of this growth up here is going to have to be supported by them roots. So if we remove some of that growth, that makes it easier on the roots to work on establishing roots better, kind of repairing its own roots. So that's what we're going to do. Well, plus they won't stand up in my pots otherwise. So there's just kind of, I think I'll go down to about there, and then that makes that to where that'll stand up in the pot okay. And it's going to take off and grow, and it's going to bush out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut these into pieces while I'm about 8-inch pieces, I guess. And I'm just going to stick them in the water real quick for now. And then that'll keep them from drying out. Man, look at the roots on these things. They're doing good. Trim that one back. That one there is not too awful bad. So I'm just going to trim that one right like that. Just trim the top off of that one. Okay, let's look at that one. That one's about 3 feet tall there, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that one before I even pot it up. Cut that into a couple pieces and go ahead and pot that up. Now they say that, and I haven't studied this out, I meant to, but I never did, but they say that you can use willow of some sort, I don't know what part of it, but you can use it as rooting hormone. So, but yeah, I'd like to learn about that. Make like some kind of, I don't even know, I don't even want to try to describe it because I just don't know. But you don't have to use rooting hormone when you're doing willow because they just root so easily. Man, look at that root. That thing was deep, hard to pull out too. I broke it off trying to pull it out. I really need a bigger pot for that one. Let me put that one in a little bit bigger pot. Alright, so I'm still going to have to cut that off. I think I'll go up to about right there. Cut that one off. Oh. So I'm going to end up with more cuttings than I am plants because I'm getting like 5 or 6 cuttings out when I'm doing that. Oh, it's crazy. Look at that big old long thing. All right, so there's the first 10. Let me go put those over there. Oh. Or actually 11 because I got this big one over here too. All right, about another I don't know, 3.5, 4 foot tall one. Put that back. Well, that's another really big root. I think I'm going to put that one in a larger pot there. All right, so there's another 10. Let me go move those. In fact, I've only got 1, 2, 3. Well, we got a few more there. So we might have another pot, another tray of them. See, you can see that this one here got damaged. So I'm just gonna, but the roots are good, so I'm just gonna take and clip that out of the way. That way the roots don't have to try to repair that up there, and can grow some new, just gonna grow new branches. Okay, so I got 2 more spaces there. here's what I got. I got some things with roots. See, they got roots on them, but no foliage. This has got a little bit of green there, but I think what I'll do is I got 6 of them there. I'll take 3 and 3. Put 3 of them in one pot, and 3 of them in the other pot. And I'll probably get at least 1 of them to live out of each pot. All right, so there's another 10, which makes 30, plus the 2 big pots I did. So that's 32 of the willow trees. All right. All right, so the next thing we have over here in the next row is a needlepoint holly. So I'm anxious for those. I'm gonna start digging those up right now. Okay, knock some of the, looks like we've got roots. Needlepoint holly, doing good. The roots are doing, man, look at those. They're doing really good. So let's start potting them up. Man, oh man, that's some good looking roots. Hey, let me show you a little bit closer what I'm doing is. So what I do is I put that all the way down in the bottom of the thing, and then I dump a handful of dirt, the first handful of dirt, and then I pull it up, kind of shake it, so that allows those roots to kind of adjust in there. So you can see I'm pulling it up to where the crown of the root ball is going to be up towards the top. I know it probably just looks like I'm burying them like crazy, but as I put them in, I'm pulling them, I'm shaking them, I'm pulling them up so where the crown is up there. And then just a little bit above, because when I water them, it's going to settle down, settle that dirt down around that root ball. So let me show you that again. So I'm just kind of throwing it in there. Well, not that much. Then I'm just grabbing it. My other hand, it's easier if I'm doing it down here, but I'm just kind of grabbing it and pulling it, shaking it, and pulling that root ball up to where I want it to be, hold it in place, and then I pack the dirt around it. Well, you probably couldn't see that because it's easier for me to do down there. Just kind of sprinkle it up, shake it, twist and shout, all of that stuff. Alright, so I just pulled them all up just so you could kind of see. I think every one of those made it. I mean, my gosh, look at the roots on them things. I think every one of those made it. So that's pretty good percentage. Just in case you're wondering if my system works here. I think it works. Maybe I'll aim that camera down just a little bit so you can watch that a little bit better. Okay, so now maybe you can see that a little bit better. Throw that in there, dump it in there, kind of shake it up and adjust where that root. Just pack it in. Grab another one. Man, oh man, look at the roots on those things. That's pretty awesome. I've never done any cuttings of holly before, so this is my first time. Just in case you're wondering, holly does root very well using this method here. Look at all of those. Pretty good. All right, there's the first 10. Let me go take those over there. All right, there's another 10. Run those over there. All right, there's another 10. All right, 3 more. That means we've got 33. Okay, so now the next thing we got is the Korean boxwood. So that's going next. Dig those up here and get them started. Okay, looks like they got some pretty good roots on them too, huh? My goodness, look at those. Doing good. All right, so it looks like this system's working. My goodness. All right, so I'm gonna get home, going, potting them up. Man, oh man. That's just crazy. Look at the roots on that thing. All right, there's 10. Take them over there. All right, there's another 10. Take them over there. Okay, so there's another 8, but I've got 2 more and I got 2 spaces. Normally I'd stick those in the same pot, but since I got 2 spaces, I'm gonna go ahead and give each one of them their own pot. And I don't know if they'll make it, but they just might. You never know. I probably should keep them in the shade, but I'm probably not going to. I'm probably gonna leave them with the rest of these. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. So there we go. So there's another 10. So that's 30 of the Korean boxwoods. Next up is green giant arborvitae. going to go ahead and water these in. So there's 30 of the Korean boxwoods. Over here is the, oh, what are they? The willow, weeping willows. Had 32 of those, right? Yeah, 10, 20, and 30, and then the two big ones. And then needlepoint holly, got those right there. I'm going to grab the hose here and kind of water those in. I already watered in the other things, but it's kind of hot and I don't want to wait too long, so I'm going to go ahead and water these in. Okay, so now my rooting medium, well, the potting soil that I'm using, it was already moist, pretty wet actually. So the only main reason it's important that I get those watered in right away is so that washes the soil around the roots and kind of settles in around the roots to keep there from being too much air there for them to dry out. So there needs to be a certain amount of air, but we just need that soil to settle in around the roots. So I got that done. Okay, what we got here is the green giant arborvitae, and I'm just going to pull one up just to make sure that they got some root. Well, let me give it a little pry. I feel some stuff there. Okay, that one's got some roots. Let's just pull a couple. I feel some struggle there. Yep, so it looks like looks like those are ready to pot up too. Man, that's some pretty good roots. Yep, I'd say those are ready to pot up. And then beside that, we've got these grapes. Let me see what kind of grapes those are. If I can get that back. Okay, so that's the Concord seeded grape back there. What do we have here? That's the green giant arborvitae we're working on next here. So, and then that'll be it for the stuff that Matt sent me. So, looking like those all did good. Let me loosen them all up, and looks like we had a grape that didn't make it. Yep, so that's one grape that didn't make it right there. But I can see by all these leaves everywhere coming way out into the driveway that some of them may have made it. So, okay, well, I'm going to get busy again here. Boy, look at the roots on that thing. Man, that's some good looking roots. All right, there's the first 10. Take them over there. Oh my goodness, look at those. Wow. I mean, look at that. That is just crazy. looking good. All right, there's the second 10, so that's 20. Run them over there. All right, so I got 8 of them there. And I guess that's it. I had 2 of them. That one didn't root, and this one, I'm not even sure if that one. So it looks like I had 2 of them that didn't make it out of. So total of 30, 28 of them made it. So that's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now, so next, what we got is the Concord seeded grape. The roots are really in there. I don't want to destroy them, so I'm trying to be careful here. Wow. All right. All right, so there's one. Look at them roots, nice stuff growing there. And you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna have to use my little bit bigger pot for these. All right. That's a pretty good looking plant right there. And these roots, man, they're just, I think they grew underneath the barn. Yeah, I can hear them. Man. Wow. Pretty crazy. Well, that root's, and that's, I mean, you can see I broke off that root there. And look at how big this plant's growing. I mean, that's that's quite a plant there. So that's great. So let me toss that down in there. Boy, that's probably gonna need trimmed back as well. But now I'm just gonna let them be. All right, there's one, kind of smaller, so that's a nice, more easy to handle. All right, another nice plant. And I feel like I broke off some of the roots of those too, so hopefully they do well, come back. All right, now there's one back there that got a little bit of roots, but no foliage growing. So I'm going to go ahead and pot that up in this little pot here and see how that does. That might just take off and do something for us. All right. So there's that. So that gives us 5 of the plants, and I think, well, you know what? There's a tiny little bit of roots on that. I'm going to go ahead and pot that up too. I think he only sent me like, I don't know, 8 total of those, so that's pretty good. So if I got 5 there, and then this one, if that's 6, that's pretty good. Hopefully these make it. But if not, you can see it's already growing to where I can take more cuttings off of those. So, all right, so now look at this here. This is a coleus. Go ahead and dig those up and pot them up. Let me see here. All right, so now this is going to have to be cut way back. It's just way too big. So it's gone to flower, you can see. So now I could take this and do more cuttings of that, but I'm not going to because I just don't need it. I got so many coleuses already. So I'll just stick that out there. Got one here. All right. All right, and same with that. I'm going to go ahead and cut that one back, way back, because it's just too tall and spindly. Cut it down to that, get rid of that. I'm just going to, and literally I could just stick that right in there like that, and that would grow. But I don't want to do that because I'm trying to get this place cleared out. So get that out of there. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me today on that. Hopefully you learned a little bit of that, something. And of course, you know, I learned, I'm like, my gosh, I can't believe some of the roots that come out on those things. Isn't that crazy? How that 6 months ago or whatever it was that you can have just a stick, looks like it would be dead. Stick that thing in there, and man, that thing 6 months later you got a new plant. So anyhow, that's exciting to me. I love it. It just makes me just keeps me going with doing this kind of thing. So anyhow, hopefully that helped you guys out and to kind of get to see a little bit of the process of what happens, you know, when you do some cuttings and stuff. Maybe you didn't even realize you could take a stick and turn it into a plant. I didn't know that years ago. This is some new stuff to me. So anyhow, hopefully that was interesting to you. And a big shout out to Matt from Matthew Hall Farms. You'll have to check his YouTube channel out. He's a good friend and actually a cousin. So anyhow, check him out. And thanks again, Matt. So anyhow, that's it for this episode. And just thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch you on the south side. God bless.